Hey guys!
Alright guys, we're here today to do the Patreon poll winner of the week, and it is Unleash the Archers. I could honestly put up a video of Unleash the Archers taking a shit on the side of the road, and it would still win the Patreon poll of the week.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't, it doesn't matter what kind of video it is, if it's an Unleash the Archers video. The people on Patreon love Unleash the Archers. I mean, I love them too.
Yeah.
But I'm always shocked that every time we put them up on a poll, they win. And it's not even like a close race. You know, like the race that they did in the previous video.
Yeah.
It's not even a race like that.
There's
it's
no
like,
budgie smugglers.
Definitely, they have full freedom. Maybe they're going commando, so they can run a lot faster. I don't know. By the way, before we start with this video, I want to give a shout out to all the Canadians watching this. Happy belated Thanksgiving. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. Today we're celebrating the post-Thanksgiving blues. And the States is not Thanksgiving yet. So that means the Pilgrims got here first?
I guess they came here first and they went down there.
Wow. I always thought that was kind of strange. How do we
why
have
are
two different Thanksgivings?
Yeah, it never made sense to me either.
I mean,
we have different pilgrims. Did ours not wear the buckle hats?
I don't know. These are all questions that I can't answer.
The guy from Ancient Aliens is the only guy who can answer those questions.
No, but the Pilgrims, they were not aliens.
You never know.
According to him, they're aliens?
According to him, everything is done by aliens.
Have you heard the latest from that guy? Just 1 second. Have you heard the latest from that guy? He said that the COVID-19 was perhaps a virus brought to Earth. Guess by who?
Oh, the aliens.
You got it. All right. On that note, let's check out this video.
Trying so hard to find you, to give me purpose in this life I lost. And as I learn to forgive you for all you've done, destiny opened a door and showed you worth the you see in my face? I'm his son, his earth and ash. And you're here as silver borderless shade. Together we will bring her to the light. No more hiding away in your apex again. Not when spending your days as a slave is near an end. I promise this, I vow to set you free. You are the answer, you are my legacy.
They should have gone Stone Cold Steve Austin there at the end.
Yeah.
Can I go first? Let me start off by saying this. One day, not now, one day, far into the future, that mustache needs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I feel like every time we do these guys, we have to like talk about.
I'm infatuated.
I feel like we're obligated to always talk about it.
Best facial hair in Canadian metal.
Yeah.
Let's hands down, hands down. Who has better facial hair than him in Canadian metal?
I don't know.
I don't think it exists. I think he is.
He is the bar.
He deserves a Juno for the mustache. Never mind the band being
For
nominated
the
for,
greatest mustache in Canadian.
I honestly, at this point, it doesn't matter if the band gets nominated for a Juno or not. I'm sure they would like to be nominated for a Juno, and I think they deserve to be nominated for a Juno. But his mustache should win. Okay, maybe not a Juno, maybe Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah.
Something.
A Nobel Prize.
Give him something. Something. It's the thing that you write letters home about. You know what I mean? Or in this case, now you send an email. Like, who the hell writes letters
Yeah.
anymore? I mean. So now that I got that out of the way, this is definitely filmed recently because you see people wearing masks and stuff like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? There was no social distancing there at the end.
But I did like the end though.
I think they got tested before.
Yeah.
So they got one of those rapid tests before, so they could all hug.
I really like the end though because the whole video was just them walking, and it's cool to see that they're walking towards each other.
There was a goal towards their journey.
Yeah, there was a goal. They
There
were
was
just mindlessly walking.
Exactly. They were just not, they were not loitering. They were going towards, there was a goal.
There was a goal in mind.
There was a goal in mind. So that was really nice, and you could tell that this is recent because you could see a lot of people wearing masks in the video, and there's a scene where he's in the subway and he's wearing a mask and that kind of stuff. So kudos to them to, wear masks is important to keep themselves safe, but more important to keep other people safe because you're not really protecting yourself as much as you're protecting others. So anyways, once you get a few of these things out of the way, I just feel like we have to get a few of these things out of the way. And now we can talk about the track. Now, what did you think about this song?
I mean, it starts off very, I don't know, very light. Mm-hmm. And this song
Never gets really heavy though.
It never really gets heavy because the lightness in the song overshadows the heaviness, and even those parts where it does get heavy, like the drums pick up and everything, it still has this feeling of everything is still underneath this very light blanket. Mm-hmm. But that still doesn't make me not like the song, because the song is beautiful. It's a beautiful track, especially the guitars. Absolutely amazing. The guitar work in this song was just
Did you notice that
amazing.
the way it opened with the guitars, then they went back to it again?
Yeah.
In the solo, they went back to it again. I love that thing. You started off
It
and
started
then
off a certain way, and then
a certain way, and then it disappears from the track, and then
And
when,
you bring
and
it
then you
back.
bring it back
Yeah.
again. It gives this sense of continuation. So I really love that about the track. This is one of those songs that it's really hard to pick what's your favorite element, because to me this song is made of three very important elements: the vocals, the drums, and the guitars. And if you break them down, the guitars are absolutely phenomenal on this track. Just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like the beauty that they have, the melody, the speed,
the speed. Oh,
like everything about the guitar. This track from a guitar perspective is just like really outstanding. Then when you look at the drums are heavy. They have so much presence, but they're not overpowering. We've talked about this in other videos where I always feel like for a track, for certain tracks to work, they have to be put together in a certain way. Talk about a song that brings every single piece with equal amounts. Like the drums are not overpowering the guitars are not overpowering the drums. The vocals are above it all, but they're not above it all in a way that they completely drown the sound.
yeah.
Everything is equally balanced. I love the drums on this track because I felt that they helped the guitars push the song forward, and they were heavy at times, but like I said, not overpowering, not to the point where they're, like you're starting to put on a clinic just to show that you can match what the guitars are doing, you can match it with the drums. So I felt like the drums were the perfect complement, and they were the perfect complement by not really overshadowing everything else.
Yeah.
And then Britney's vocals, I mean, what can we say that hasn't been said? Like, she has an incredible voice.
Yeah.
Just honestly, like an incredible voice. And on this track, because it's a track that has a lot of, it's not necessarily...
There's not much to overpower her vocals. in this
Yeah,
track.
and while you're getting incredible guitar playing, while you're getting phenomenal drumming, those two elements, for some reason, don't take away the energy that she gives to the song with her voice. They could easily have done that because the guitar playing, it's so outstanding, but the way they did it, they put the most important or dynamic guitar parts were in when she was not singing. So that allowed one thing to shine and not, try to, steal the spotlight, if you will.
Yeah.
So her voice was just absolutely magnificent, and it almost has like an emotional aspect to it. There's a heartfelt aspect in how she's delivering the vocals in this track. I just love her voice. When I talked to her before the album came out, when I chatted with her, I said that this album, like, it's gonna be a home run, right? And she's like, "Oh, I'm not very sure of that." She felt like this was gonna be a record that was gonna be very divisive. Either you were gonna hate it or you're gonna love it, but there was not gonna be like
there's no kind of pregnant.
yeah, there was no in between, and she was really worried because the previous record was so big, it really exposed the band to the world.
Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, it's really hard to come back and do another record that kind of matches what that record did." You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's hard to one up yourself.
it is, and you put extra pressure on yourself because you're like, "Oh man,
you
everybody
really wanna-
loved that record. Like, we have to do a record that's at least as good."
Yeah.
Right. So she wasn't very sure of herself or the album, and hadn't. Well, I obviously had listened to the album, so and so I was chatting with her. I was like, "Wow, I like the previous record, but this record is not any worse than the previous record. This record is really good." So I was surprised that she was worried about it, because when I listened to the album, to me there was nothing in this album to worry about. It was like,
It has everything.
have we both heard the same album? Did you hear what you recorded? Like, there's nothing to worry about. Like, why are you worried? Like, I think this album is going to be magnificent. I think it's going to be a hit, and I really feel like it has been a hit for them, and it just showcases how good they are, and I think how consistent they're going to be as they move forward as a band. This is going to be one of those bands that there's not going to be, when it's all said and done, when the dust settles, and this band becomes one of those iconic metal bands with 10, 15 records under their belt. I think one of the things that people will say about Unleash the Archers is how consistent they are as far as the quality of their records. There's going to be very little, or very few, I should say, records that perhaps are substandard when you consider the standards that this band has.
Yeah.
I feel like these guys are gonna be able to provide records for their fans, album after album after album, always very consistent. It doesn't mean that every new record is going to be better than the previous records.
But
that's not what I'm saying. But
they're all going to be at the same level.
At least
the same level.
At least at the same level. They're always going to be consistent as far as the quality is concerned.
Yeah.
You may have one that you like more than other, but the consistency of the quality of the work
will always be there.
Will always be there. That's how I feel about these Canadians and their work. These Vancouver... what do you call people from Vancouver?
I have no idea.
Douchebags? Is
No.
that what you call? No? Alright. On that note, guys, come back tomorrow. We'll have more videos for you. See you guys.
See ya.